Now, you know, see, it's at that point, Couch, you know about God stepping in right at that moment. Because I could have became a sister and put my hands on my hips. And you got to keep in mind, I was homeless, staying by his side to help keep a ministry going. We got 4 babies, but we ain't paying none of our bills because all the money's going to the ministry. Okay, and then to be brought down here and kicked to the curb. Now, anybody heard of the show Snapped on the Oxygen Channel, Channel 54? Y'all know some of us could be on that show, right? Some of us could have been on that show. But God! I double dog dare somebody tell me there's no God. I want them to come to my face and say it to my face that there's no God. God has a way of keeping you in your right mind. I laid my big old 6 feet tall self, laid out on the floor before God. I said, Lord, because now this is my husband who's my pastor. Now, usually when there's problems in the church or problems in your marriage, you can go to your pastor. But when your husband is your pastor, what do you go to? Then when you try to go to God, they make it like, oh, well, me and God, you know, we like this. You know, I'm the man of God. Touch not my anointing. You know, we've all heard that over and over. Touch not my anointing. I'm the man of God. So there were times I even felt like I couldn't go to God. What do you do when you can't go to God? What? Anybody got any answer for me? What do you do when you don't think you go to God? I laid down on my face before God. I said, now this man who was my pastor, who helped save other marriages, our marriage wasn't even in trouble. And I said, Lord, now he's breaking dates with me to go keep dates with other women. And he's taking me to the strip joints. I want to see those women. And I'm like trying to do everything to save my marriage. And I even said that. Keep in mind, this first lady talking, pastor, if there's other women you want to experience, you can experience them. Just keep me and the kids first. And now you have to wear some protection to deal with me. Now y'all know I was serious about keeping my marriage together to make that kind of offer. I mean, I share like anybody else, but I mean, not to that extent. But I was just so determined to keep my marriage together. And I told God, I said, Lord, if this is what you want from me after all years as being a first lady and washing the saints' feet and cooking from scratch and being a stay-at-home mom, raising these kids and all of that, if this is what you want me to go through, I was going to drink every bit of that cup, Mother. I was going to drink every bit of that cup. And when I made that offer to my first husband and said you can sleep with anybody you want to, if you feel like you're missing out on something, whatever, and he said he still wanted the divorce, I could hear God in my spirit say, Terry, shake the dust off. He's in my hands now. I knew God had released me then. Because how many know I was devastated? Y'all know I was devastated. Y'all know I was devastated. But God released me in my spirit then. Because I knew I had done all I had been taught, all that was in my spirit to do. But I'm going to tell you something. God has a way of taking the lemons in your life. Y'all know that. And making lemonade out of it. I was content to bear this man's children and be the first lady of his church, God's church, wash the saints' feet, whatever, for the next 50 years. But you know what? God allowed differently. Since then, I've been in the Essence magazine, U.S. News and World Report, WSB Radio, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, South Fulton. As a matter of fact, I just got honored this year as an unsung hero, Black History Maker. Have not one but 2 TV shows, well actually a couple more now. Been on a worldwide radio show, have a book out, and I'm enjoying my lemonade. It's a struggle, it's a challenge. I found myself, and single mothers, I know y'all been there, where I found myself allowing my body to be used sexually, to keep a roof over my head. The same first lady that when I was dealing with the single mamas, and they was telling me about their baby's daddies, I was telling, this is in my book, y'all, I was telling them, oh no, leave the baby's daddies alone, just pray. You feeling horny? Take a shower. This is a sign for no. That does not work. Sometimes you just want to be handled. Sometimes you just want to be handled, and I found myself, let me tell y'all something, do not underestimate the power of desire in someone's eyes. When you've been dumped or betrayed or duped, we've all been there, and you see that man or that woman look at you with desire in your eyes, do not underestimate it. It's powerful. It's powerful. And talk about self-esteem building. But I'm going to tell you something. God kept me during that time. While I was having sex, I was praying, Lord, forgive me. I know this is wrong. I used to tell ladies, don't do this. But Lord, I'm glad for the opportunity to pay my bills. I feel that if I had died during any of those times, I feel like I would have lost out with God. I really do. But you see, I yet stand here. So that taught me a new lesson about God's mercy and His grace. So now, how dare I now get on my high horse with my hands on my hips as I'm dealing with other women that may be still in that type of situation and come at them with a bunch of this and that and the other. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show love and I'm going to pray for mercy for them just like God had mercy on my soul. Let me tell you something, y'all. We as church people, we have got to watch how we talk to one another. We've got to watch how we treat one another. We cannot use this podium and this pulpit to get one another told. We've got to stop. We got to stop. And women, as I get ready to close, women, let me say this too. Every last one of us is beautiful because God took the time to make us. And if He thought enough of us to take the time to make us, how dare we think any less of ourselves? How dare we? How dare we, women? Time out for the cattiness, putting one another down, getting one another. Y'all know we roll. I can't roll. I got a crook on my neck. I ain't gonna roll. It doesn't matter if you got long hair, short hair, no hair. Dark skin, light skin, short, tall, big, tiny. God took the time to make you. We can take the time to respect one another. Let this be a church and let this be a ministry as we continue to support Dr. Sherry Adams with the Women of the Well, because this is awesome that she gives us all a chance to be spotlighted and to share our testimony. Let us all, it starts with us, let us purpose in our heart right now that from this moment on, if you've done it, Lord, forgive me for using the pulpit to get people told or using my position in the church to hold others down. Lord, forgive me. And from this moment on, let's make it a point to empower one another and build one another up because we're all going through something. We're all going through something. But God, there's purpose in our heart to watch how we say and talk and do one another. Because we're not going to draw nobody out there until we get it together in here. Come on. Everybody love me? I love everybody. This means I love you. Let me see you put your hands up like this. Dr. Sherry Adams, would you please stand? I'm going to ask all of us. I'm thankful for this powerful woman of God that she has to have security within herself and know who she is in God to allow people like me and other women to go forth, realizing that it don't take away from her. Y'all understand? I want y'all to know that's powerful. So y'all support this woman. Continue to support her. Let's all, y'all know how to do. When I say let's show her some love, I want y'all to go, bam! Y'all ready? All fingers aimed at Dr. Sherry Adams. Everybody, let's show her some love.